I think everything. All right. William, welcome back to A Toda Madre. Tell me, William, when you were sitting down and then you saw it, you saw freaking. ¿Cómo se llama la chick again?
Jay Cargill.
There you go. Sorry. You thought I was going to say Cena. You thought I was going to say Randy Orton, but no, it was Jade Cargill. And we kind of called it. We said that she was. I wanted her at Raw. I wanted her at Raw to cost them the belt. They saved it up. She didn't show up on Friday, and then bang. I love how they sold it. I love the fact that Liv Morgan was kind of scared, like it wasn't me, while fucking Naomi chilling in the back, like I'm good. They kind of sold it good, and then of course Bianca screaming like, "No, what are you doing?" and all that. So I kind of like that part. It was kind of cool and interesting. All right, cool. I'm like, I like it. Let's get this show on the road. I did enjoy that, and because again, we kind of called it that she was going to come in the chamber. That made it kind of more interesting and fun. I was expecting them to show up earlier so that we could have had a Bianca versus Noemi feud at the chamber, but we didn't get that, and I was okay with it. I was okay with it. I don't know about you though.
I mean, which at this point I highly doubt it, unless if Bianca Belair was actually involved, because people are still saying there's more to it, there's more to the story than what they're showing. People are still saying that Bianca Belair is the main one responsible for it. It's just not being, you're not seeing it yet. But according to some people, are seeing it because Naomi wasn't even expecting to get beat up. Like, yes, I get it. When the way we see it is, oh, she's gonna attack Liv Morgan. But if you're Naomi, like, you should at least be like, I know I did it. I'm gonna throw some punches. At least get some punches in myself. You know what I mean? Because she just took a beating, not even taking one punch in.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what people are saying, that Bianca Belair is like, at the end of the day, she's probably the one that's fully responsible for it. They just, it's not. It hasn't been said yet.
L- Unless we're playing the long run game, where we're gonna get Bianca beating Rhea for the belt, and then that's gonna be the transition into Cargill for the belt, and then we get the new champion for Cargill. That would be the way I can see that it's. Other than that, if it's not long story booking, I think that's where it ends. It's going to be a Naomi versus Cargill, and the only thing that is, I'm like, do you want to see that at WrestleMania? That's a question that you want to ask, because we already have Cargill versus, perdón, esta Bianca versus Rhea. We also have Liv versus Charlotte. I'm like, so that's the only question I'm having. I'm like, does Cargill and Naomi carry a lot of to bring it into Mania? Because we might even get the girls tag team titles at Mania. So which fight are you taking away from WrestleMania to have Cargill and Naomi at WrestleMania?
Because of storyline, it's gonna be WrestleMania. I don't see it going. I mean, I get it. I know what you mean. There's not enough star power in that for a Mania match. It could be another pay-per-view match, say Backlash. But because of the storyline purposes, it's gonna be at Mania. When it comes down to Bianca, obviously she's not gonna be involved in the fight at all unless she interferes during the fight. But obviously she has her own fight that she's involved with Rhea, um, or what's her name, Io Sky.
Yes.
Depending who wins. But regardless, it's gonna happen at Mania just because of storyline purposes.
So I've always been me personally when it comes to fights for WWE. I understand that sometimes you have to grow characters, right? Like not everything has to be a title picture, right? Like you can have, like for instance, like the Penta versus these two guys. That's a storyline within themselves. It's a small storyline, but I've always been a proponent of if you have a title, you need to be at the pay per view. If we put Cargill and Naomi, that means that Chelsea, the U.S. champion women's champion, might not get a fight. That means that Valkyria, no, it's Valkyria, right? See, the Intercontinental champion, she might not get a fight. So when I see that things, or even Bailey herself, Bailey who is basically been with the WWE for what 10 years already. She might not get a fight, and she might be left out. So a lot of those things where I'm like, is it enough umph to put us in there? I'm like, what can we do in this month? Or is it like the Friday going into WrestleMania? Would that be like the main event, a first SmackDown?
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, I doubt, I doubt they had Jade Cargill out for this long for them to play it off on a weekly show.
Yeah.
I stand with it. I get it. They don't have the star power, but because of the storyline and because how long it's been, I think it's a match for Mania for that reason. Who's gonna get snubbed at a Mania? I guess time will tell because as of right now, Bailey doesn't have an opponent. If they give her an opponent, it might be Roxanne Perez. Right now
Mm,
they had at the Chamber because obviously I already know they're going Liv versus Alexa at Mania. They've been teasing it since the Rumble. Then they teased it again at Elimination Chamber, and so I have a feeling that's gonna be one match at Mania. Um, unless it's like you said, unless if they're gonna defend the tag team titles at Mania, then they're gonna go a different route about it, and they'll have a match prior.
hey, and let me say this: Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Bianca, and what's it called? Even Bailey and Roxana, they put on a hell of a show. Their chamber match was really good. I liked it. I will give it as a. I don't know if I can give it a toda madre because there. If I have to say it for one reason alone, that was a high spot for me when she got her fucking hair and she whipped the shit out of Liv Morgan. That shit was so fucking loud that I was like, "Fuck!" It hurt me. It
Right.
hurt
Yeah.
me. You know, I was like, so I'm like, I kind of want to give it a toda madre, but I don't know if there was more where you could have worked with. Like, there wasn't a lot of high spots where I was like, okay, I can give you a toda madre. I will say it's close to it, but at the moment I have to give it a 10 out of 10.
I mean, I give it a 10, mostly because if you think about it, there was only five people wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Because right off rip, yeah, you didn't start with six. The whole first 3 minutes was an interaction between Jade Cargill and Naomi, and then just Liv just waiting for Bianca. And then as soon as Bianca came out, she didn't even start wrestling. She went straight to the exit to go check up on Naomi, which
Yes.
then obviously Liv brought her back in. And
Yes. So that's what I'm saying because of like, yes, we got a great surprise return. Yes, we had that spot with Liv Morgan and her. The Liv Morgan versus Bianca was really good. It was really good. All the other spots, the little spots that happened, I loved Alexa Bliss again. Y como se llama? So it does look like I can't give it more than that. Bianca winning for me was very unexpected. I thought it was going to be a feud between Naomi and her, and Jade Cargill probably being a triple threat at WrestleMania or something like that. I was caught off guard that she won. When I saw it was Liv and her at the end, I was like, they're not gonna give it to Bianca, are they? And then of course Bianca wins, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, it did get me out surprised. I'll give them that. Do I like Rhea versus Bianca? I don't like both of them, but both of them are very protected by the WWE. Like they don't take L's. So
right.
for them to have a WrestleMania match, I'm interested because I don't know which route they're going.
Not only that, but you think about the effect of the match. I'm like, are they not gonna turn either? Are they gonna go face versus face at Mania? Because as of right now, Bianca's a face, and obviously Rhea Ripley's a face. So are you gonna go that route about it? So I guess they're gonna have a match like that, unless
And
they throw in a wild card in there for a
it's
for a triple
yeah,
threat, which
I know that Vince McMahon never liked the idea of face versus face. Triple H looks like he doesn't care. Like
right,
he's throwing out that out of the book, and it's okay to cheer for your favorites. It's okay. I've always said it myself. I'm like, I don't understand why it always has to be the bad guy versus the good guy. I'm like, can we have a good guy or two bad guys versus the good guy, which was Batista, Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan at that time? I'm like, pero like it would suck when it's a bad guy versus a bad guy because you don't like if it was Gunther versus Kevin Owens, you know you're gonna have a hell of a match. But who are you gonna root for if you don't like both of
right,
them? You'll
right.
probably root for the guy that gives the best promos. It's like Drew McIntyre. If he was against Kevin Owens again, they both cut badass promos, but I think Drew's slightly on the good side, just slightly. Like not he's babyface, babyface.
Okay.
He's more babyface than Kevin Owens when it comes to promos. Like when he was talking shit on John Cena about his bald spot on SmackDown.
Right.
I was fucking laughing. I was like, oh my god, like, that's just funny. So
Yeah,
a lot,
that
of,
was.
a lot of his things come out very babyface, but he does a lot of heel shit, you know. So when it comes to Rhea and Bianca, maybe Rhea. No, I think we're gonna go full on face versus face. I can't see Rhea a heel right now, and Bianca. I don't know if it fits her unless you say what you're saying, what people are talking the theory that she was the main part of it, and we find out to the very end, the last Friday before WrestleMania, and that's when you start booing her, or the 2 Fridays before WrestleMania, and that's when you start booing her.
I mean, like you said, the only one that hasn't been heel would be Bianca Belair. And I
Yeah,
don't think they're saying Rio just left Judgment Day from heel stable, not even
Mhm.
that long ago. So really, like I think they'd be pretty dumb to turn her back into heel when she just got off of it. You
the
know,
thing is that Naomi has never been heel either, and this is gonna be her first time being heel.
I mean, yeah,
So we're getting a lot of heel turns and
so little
we're-
time.
in just a little time. So I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna turn another one. Going into the tag team match, which I think was the most boring one. Not boring, but it just wasn't to my liking. It wasn't entertaining enough for me. Which was Trish Stratus, Tiffany Stratton. I just noticed they both have TS. Freaking esta vieja, la otra vieja, and my chick Nia Jax. Um, Again, Nia Jax she's a badass. I love her as a heel. The run that she's been having, I love it. I don't know, like I said, if this is how it ended, her her storyline with Tiffany, it kind of sucks for her. If it catches on, it's gonna be in Backlash. If it picks up again.
I mean, that fight alone was kind of like, I mean, I don't know, just thrown in there for a match, for a Canadian
For,
match
Canada,
anyway.
for Canadians.
Because yes, I get it. It's Nia Jax's, I guess, rematch, which really isn't really a rematch. But at the same time, it's like this has no effect whatsoever
If Nia
on,
wins,
when if now wins or for Tiffany Stratton, because not even Charlotte Flair showed up to like interfere or something. Like her match is to be focused on Charlotte Flair, not here doing a side mission, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah. And I know I know it's to pull a nail in the coffin to this feud, but it goes back to what we've been saying for I think it's a week or two already that we've been saying Nia Jax never got her rematch, which is fucked up.
yep.
No, so again, this match was very boring to me. I'm gonna be nice and give it a 6. Give it a 6 out of 10. It had its moments, but not for me to be like like all over it.
I mean, for me, every single female tag match for always never does it for me.
No, you can't say that because the fucking Raw with fucking the Judgment Day versus Naomi and Bianca, that was a fucking match.
Okay,
That
yes,
was really good.
you're right. I guess it just depends on who's in it. Like I
Yes.
know, for instance, Nia Jax. I know you love her as a. I'm not sure if you love her as a fighter or just a mic person, but she doesn't do it for me because I'm just like she moves too slow. Obviously, I like high flying, fast paced type matches. At least one of them has to be fast, but in this case, like Trish is too slow because she's already old. You know, and then you have Tiffany who has a bigger build, and then you have the other one which unrememberable.
Yes.
Uh, so it's like
What
that,
what
that,
what I,
for me is just not it.
what I like about Naya is that she's your traditional big man.
Right.
Big men usually move slow. They're hard to throw down. That's why when Big Show started as a giant, he was doing backflips. He was doing this, and when he got to WWE, they told him, "Hey, like, no, you're not that. You're this." And he never liked it until they basically slapped the shit out of him and told him, "You're a giant. You're I'm an immovable force." And that's what Nia Jax is. She's a giant. So that's why I'm like, she's a traditional. She's good on mic, but yes, sometimes a big person can be very boring. It's what is it that you can do with them that makes it cool.
Right.
That's why I fell in love with Chad Gable when he would fight guys like Braun Strowman and bigger guys than him, because supposedly they're the big men and this guy is lifting them.
Right. Yeah.
So and when, of course when they sell it good as a big man, when they sell that power bomb, when they sell that suplex, it looks amazing. And Naya does a good job about it, especially her little feud that she had with Bailey. I thought that she did a pretty decent job. Where I'm like, okay, I can deal with her. And like I said, her promo skills are decent. It sucks that it ends it. I just wish it could have been more about finishing touch for Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah. A more, yeah, to make her look, I guess you could say, stronger at the point where, hey, I took care of it. It's done. This is it. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now let's jump to probably the fight of the night because as much as I left the chamber, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stole the fucking show.
I mean, how could you not? You have a unsanctioned match. You could do whatever the hell you want. That's for you to steal it. If you don't get fight of the night with an unsanctioned match, what did you do wrong? That's the question. Like, so
Yes.
I'm glad they lived up to the name of the match. I'm glad they went all over to the fans, all over to the audience, broke a few tables over there, threw trash cans at each other, like that. And then obviously more tables over here at the ring.
There's
Yeah,
a
there
there,
was nothing really wrong with the fight that I could have judged it on. It was a great fight overall. Um, Obviously, I'm surprised of how they used, in this case, Randy Orton. Because they didn't even bring him out at all, and Kevin Owens, I guess you could say, won a team fight.
which I loved because I was going into I'm like the only way you make Kevin Lou always look strong is if Randy interferes for him to lose or him win, and he won. And I loved it. I was like, that's how you fucking do it. And then when I saw him walk out, I'm like, what? No Randy Orton. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, we're completely wrong. As soon as he turned around, I completely forgot about Randy Orton. But as soon as he exposed the concrete, I was like, okay, Randy Orton's coming back. And he saves him. And sure enough, he saved him. So we kind of called it, but we just thought it was going to be during the match.
Right.
And I'm okay with him being at the end because it gave the guys a proper finish, a proper Canadian finish, because they're both Canadians. They deserved it, even if KO won. And you told me right now, if it's an unsanctioned match or a street fight, a hardcore match, if you don't steal the show, then what the fuck are you doing? Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, when they had their street fight, he had an interview, Dean Ambrose, that he had a lot of things to do in the crowd and all that because he's a psychopath. And because basically he said that he didn't get along with Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar basically just told him, no, I don't want to do shit with you. We're just going to keep it in the ring. He's like, what about candlesticks? He's like, bring out your candlesticks. I'm not going to go get them. So he put a lot of like no's and this, and that against Dean Ambrose because he just didn't like him. So a street fight right there was a shitty street fight.
Yeah.
Because of Brock Lesnar. But because you watch Dean Ambrose and fucking AEW, when he gets his street fights, they're all fucking amazing because he's a hardcore guy. And Sami Zayn and KO, like you can never go wrong. And I'm gonna be fucking honest with you. It's fucking crazy how Kevin Owens can go from one pay-per-view to the other one doing hardcore matches.
And within a month, yes.
And
Yeah, a month.
I told everyone, the ones who I've been talking to, I'm like, I understand that he's not wrestling in between, like on SmackDown or Raw. Like he's just so in a way his body's resting for that match, but they are taking brutal hits. I mean, in this case, Sami Zayn, I don't even know if he's going to be in WrestleMania because he took a bad beating. Who would he wrestle at this point?
I mean, at this point, you don't have anybody for him. You might have to skip on it because, yeah, if there was gonna be a person for you, it was gonna be Kevin Owens. At this point, you obviously have Randy and Kevin going into it. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else for Sammy, but really there isn't unless if you stick him into a title match with like United States or something, but which is not likely. He hasn't been in that picture in a minute, so yeah, I doubt that's gonna happen. So I guess he will, sit it out, maybe potentially.
Yeah, so it would be the first one in a couple of years that that he's gonna sit out in WrestleMania. Because I don't see another feud for him, other than if it were to be like Jimmy Uso and him versus the Bloodline, but the Bloodline doing their own thing. They're with fucking the Jacob Solo and this fool.
Yeah.
So mira que that's gonna be another storyline for themselves. So I'm like, I don't even know where Jimmy's at. I don't even know if he's gonna get a match.
Uh, Not right now, from what we could see. I don't know how they're gonna play it out because I know that they're saying or whatever they're gonna do a multi-man title match for the Intercontinental. But by multi-man, I don't know if they mean triple threat or like fatal five-way with the Raw people. With the U.S. title, I know they keep teasing Shinsuke with every single one of the mid card. So I don't know if they're gonna planning to do the same thing there. You know.
But and that's where I get annoyed. I'm like, okay, yes, if Raw's doing this, you guys don't have to do this.
Right.
I'm like, do your own thing. If these guys are having a 6-man match, we'll have a triple threat ladder match.
Right.
Like, do it different. And I like even the US. Ever since Shinsuke got it, it's irrelevant. Like, I don't care for that title until someone starts picking it up again. In a way, it's happening to Braun Breaker. The thing is that Braun Breaker is such fucking. He's so good. Like, you love him that you don't care if he's not wrestling. Well, I do care because I want to see him, but he's not wrestling as much. Where I'm like, dude, you guys are dragging the fucking title to the ground. And
Yeah, basically. I mean, he won it, then he lost it to Jay, and then he won it again. And but really, has he defended it after Jay?
no,
I don't. Yeah, he hasn't, right? Yeah.
I don't think so. So I mean, if you're gonna have like a 6-man fight for the Intercontinental, you kind of tease AJ Styles, Braun Breaker, push Sheamus back in there, and add Penta, add another guy. I don't know who you would add for that round. Add Sami Zayn for that. You know, like Chad Gable. Chad Gable can do wonders in a 6-man fight. But we'll see. We'll see. We're looking too much ahead. Raw's right now. Well, Raw's gonna be right now when this uploads. So we're gonna see where that storyline. Because even Penta lost on Raw, which we couldn't talk about. We couldn't manage to do a video about it. But freaking Penta lost, and that's like a big deal. They protected him by Pete Dunne taking a pin, and freaking the other fool pushing him out. But he still lost, and that's an L. So I'm like, okay, I like that. They did this stupid run where he's undefeated for like 20 fights. Like, okay, we got that over the way. Now we're gonna see how the fans are gonna react to him because once they lose, people get uninterested.
Right.
So we're gonna see where that storyline where that storyline is at today, and then of course we had the elimination. Oh wait, up a toda madre for Kevin Owens
Oh yeah,
versus
100%.
and a toda madre for the Randy Orton return. I loved it that I was at the end so he can have his own moment as well.
Yeah, and that's basically what it was. And I mean, obviously they teased the punt, which we all know is happening.
Yes, I forgot about that. We're gonna get it in WrestleMania. He's gonna punt the shit out of it. It's
Yeah,
happening.
he is, and like I texted you, it's gonna send Kevin Owens a nice needed vacation.
Yes.
I don't know how
Yes.
long. Yeah. So that should ride out Kevin for a while after Mania.
At least 3 months, and then we can. Well, this all depends on the title at the end with Cody. I'm like, does Randy go after Cody WrestleMania? And that's talks for the future. We're looking way ahead, but right now for sure, you're calling it and I'm calling it. KO gets the punt,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he goes into his much needed rest for 3 months. And then of course the Chamber, Priest, Drew McIntyre, fucking CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, and John fucking Cena. Let's get this one out of the way first. Drew McIntyre, his kryptonite, the fucking secret roll up.
I don't know, man. For someone that big in the mic, for someone that good with the mic, for someone that good in the ring, like you cannot be losing to roll-ups, especially to, in this case, obviously Priest, but in previous events, to who was it, Jay, to Sammy, like you can't be losing matches like that. It's sad, it's annoying, especially when you're as good as you are. Like I get it, it's your kryptonite, but it's freaking like Drew, like he's good. I don't know why they make him look like, hey, you're this good, but you're gonna lose in the simplest way. It's just
And it's crazy because I'm like, even though because he's so good on the mic, it makes CM Punk look bad. Because CM Punk had to get 3 matches to finally finish him off
right.
in the Hell in the Cell. 3 matches for CM Punk to completely beat him with the chain, with the bag, and all that shit.
Yeah.
And these fools are beating him by simple roll ups. How bad does that look for CM Punk?
Yeah, it does. You know, I hate it for Drew. I hate it as for the product and WWE product. It's like, bro, like you guys got to do them better. You can't do them that dirty. You know, it's the
And what's it called? I'm looking into it. I'm like, what is it that WWE is doing? Like, what storyline are you trying to tell me? What story? I'm like, is it a story where we're gonna expect him to get rolled up at WrestleMania and he kicks out and wins by doing his own roll up, or is he gonna really lose on WrestleMania by a roll up? And his whole fucking next year is him trying to overcome the roll up. I don't know where you guys are going with this. I do hate it myself because Drew is really. I guess that's the only way you can beat him without looking him look bad.
I mean, but you still, I believe, to me, it's like you make them look even worse. I'd rather you know, get him to a nice physical fight and Drew loses because he finally got tired and, you know, he got beat up really, really good after
Yeah.
going at it for a good 10, 15 minutes. And to the point where it's like, okay, like you won fair and clean because you actually beat me. As to, hey, it's been 5 minutes, roll me up, that's it. You know, like, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And then we have Logan Paul. Who did he do the frog splash on? Was it Priest or was it? Yeah, it was Priest,
Yeah,
right?
please.
And that's how he pinned him because of that
Yeah.
splash. So he was gonna get his moment. We all knew he was gonna go up there. We all knew, and that was a great moment. Um, for I guess for Drew McIntyre, his moment was a roll up. Freaking Priest's moment was rolling him up. Obviously, that sets up WrestleMania. Um, I don't think we're gonna. I don't know where Logan Paul runs from this because he doesn't get a future opponent from the Chamber. I don't think he's gonna get Punk. Not after what
No.
I saw. Not after what I
Yeah,
saw.
exactly. Exactly. So, no, I think, well, I mean, we'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, no, I'm trying to think of the moments, and I think for Drew, obviously it was a roll up, but also the Claymore on Cena.
Mm,
After Cena had came in, did a few attitude adjustment, and
yeah.
then Claymore on him, and that was his moment. Um, but yeah, when it comes to as of right now, I don't see nothing lined up for Logan. I don't think he's gonna skip Mania.
He's not.
But
No,
right now,
yeah.
I mean, they might find something from like in a few Smackdowns or Raw, you know. But
I mean, you did say about maybe like a month ago, you did say Bad Bunny.
yeah, but
It's not late. We still have like 5 weeks to go.
the
six
thing
weeks
with
ago.
Bad Bunny is what I'm trying to think of is his tour. I don't know when it starts. I know he's doing his Puerto Rico tour with the newest album he dropped. So I don't know when that starts, and I know that when that starts, it's only weekends for the most part.
Okay.
So he wouldn't be able to do Mania because of that.
Okay.
But I would have to see his actual tour dates and whatnot.
And then obviously when we heard when Jay Uso won the Royal Rumble, and I started seeing that CM Punk with a triple threat. CM Punk with the triple threat with Roman and Seth, because that literally did Seth and Roman. That literally set it up for WrestleMania. You can tell it was there, and I was like, obviously with the 5 years in the past, what happened with the whole feud. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, it makes perfect sense to finally end it in WrestleMania. And then when people started saying CM Punk as a triple threat, I'm like, no, I'm like, that doesn't how he just did, he pushed them out. I'm like, Seth went crazy on them. But now WWE knew how to fucking do it. They knew how to fucking set up CM Punk right into the triple threat, which am I against? Just a little bit. Am I for it? I'm for it now. I'm for it more now than I was before. Before I was totally against it. Now there's a reason for him to be in it. That doesn't explain why CM Punk will go at Roman. Does
I
not explain
mean, we'll bring that up at that point in a minute once we get to the main topic of the chamber. But I'll say this: it's not gonna be a triple threat anymore.
that. Mm,
Like it's just gonna be Seth versus Punk.
wow, you see it that way.
And
Give me your
obviously,
take. Give me your take. Why?
I mean, the only logical take, you have The Rock behind Cena, who's behind Cody. Only
You think
logical answer is Roman Reigns. Why? Why are you picking Cena over me? I'm your cousin. I'm your blood. We're the bloodline. So why are you going against me? So now I'm back.
Mm,
Now
but that leaves Roman without a match.
I know that this leaves another match, you know, but it's unless for some reason, which I highly doubt, they make it a tag match, which I really been like that'd be really stupid to make this a tag match because it is a at Chamber winner who deserves a title shot, and you gotta make it a tag match. Like, um,
Okay. No, I see where I was just because I'm thinking of Roman in a match. That's why when I see your take, I'm like that leaves Roman without a match
the only
unless they put him in with Logan Paul. But
which
it
no,
doesn't
because
make any
they
sense.
already had their match.
They already have their exactly. So I'm like, where does this? Like, I
You
don't
leave
like
him
your
with
take, but I have to respect your take.
you leave him without a match, and you just give him a moment. What's his moment? Going in there and backing Cody for any sort of interference. I mean, that'd be a moment, because I'm pretty sure The Rock's not gonna go without interfering in the match.
Because I was looking at another picture, a bald headed guy with a goatee.
Stone Cold, he's not doing it.
That's if he's just gonna be in the corner protecting Cody.
If he didn't do it last year, what makes you think he's gonna do it this year?
He didn't do it last year because he didn't have. They didn't want to pay him.
Do you think they'll pay him this year?
Yeah,
What's the difference? The same people at the ahead.
you're gonna have the two WWE Attitude Era. You're gonna have the Ruthless Aggression guy era, and now you're gonna have the what is this called, the Netflix era or the New Generation? No, it's not New Generation because that's fucking Bret Hart. I forgot what this era would be called. Or you can kind of say even though it's Ruthless Aggression, technically John Cena was also the guy at the PG era because this guy was there for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm looking at that bald headed guy. I'm like maybe just maybe or Goldust, but he's
Depending
not
on.
a big name. He's not a big name.
Well, he's not. Well, I mean, yeah, he's not. But also depending on his contract status with AEW, I don't know where
Yeah,
that stands.
yeah, I forgot where that. Yeah. So,
But
so
yeah, but
okay. So you're saying you're
that's out of the picture. There's no way he's coming in. He didn't do it last year. He's not doing it this year. Like,
so
I
you're
don't see it.
saying so you're saying CM Punk, Seth Rollins 1-on-1.
Unless if something happens from here till Mania, where I mean, where was Roman on Saturday night? Nowhere
You were
near
expecting
the
that.
G. I'm,
I don't
I'm
know.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one expecting Roman to appear. I'm pretty sure there was people saying, "Hey, he's gonna interfere in that match." Especially when there was the other rumor of triple threat between Cody, Cena, and Punk. That was the other rumor being thrown out. Like, okay, so I guess it's gonna be Roman and says 1v1. Um, but again, in this case, Roman nowhere to be found unless if something happens from here till Mania, where Roman shows up because they're not announcing him anywhere. For tonight, John Cena's not gonna be there. Obviously, CM Punk and Seth are gonna be there, and they're gonna be talking. I'm pretty sure. But where is that leaving Roman anywhere? So the only logical explanation I see right now is you give CM Punk and Seth Rollins a 1v1. Only way.
Because I can't even take this take, right? I'm gonna steal this take from someone I heard, but I don't like it. I don't like this take. I mean, I wish it could be true, but I just don't like how Paul Heyman would have so much power. Paul Heyman owes CM Punk a favor, right? So they're saying CM Punk goes into a triple threat with these two guys. He beats them and somehow makes Paul Heyman do that favor for him that injects him into a triple threat against Cody Rhodes and John Cena.
So fighting twice.
Fighting twice. So one on Saturday, one on Sunday. But I was like, why would Paul Heyman have so much power to put someone into a triple threat?
I mean, the only logical would be the connection to the bloodline. That's the only way.
But CM Punk's not connected though.
No, I know, but I'm saying like not Roman, Paul Heyman having that connection, in this case, to The Rock.
To The Rock, but even then, I'm like, the only way I can see it is if CM Punk turns because The Rock's like, all right, you're my plan C. Because plan A was Cody, plan B was Cena, you're plan C.
I don't see. I mean, like, I'm with you. I don't see how that's happening.
Yeah. So that's a stupid favor, like that. No, I don't see it. I'm like, the only way I can see that's a favor if it's a triple threat and you help CM Punk win.
I mean, basically, which again, it's. I don't. The reason why I don't see it is
the favor doesn't make sense.
Exactly. The favor doesn't make sense. Two, then what was the whole point of turning Cena heel? And three, like, okay, so now you're putting Punk in there. So for what? It's like for him to win or for him to just lose as well. And Cena not take a pin, and then the only person taking a pin here would be Punk. So that'd be the way for Cody to retain, Cena not taking a pin, I guess.
and then I mean, so we'll see where that goes. I still see a triple threat. I still see it. It looks more logical now than before. Then of course, Cena winning. There was the biggest clue that Cena did before he turned. There's not when they were doing the promos. This was during the match. Because usually when someone interfered on Cena's matches, Cena would take his time or like not even try to do a win.
Right.
When Seth Rollins stomped on him, this fool literally, instead of going for a pin, he went for the STF to basically make him tap out or choke him out. Which I was like, I was like, that's very heelish. You already cut that promo that you don't like. I've been for the business. Blah. That was very heelish. And then you did that. I'm like, a more heelish thing was when they went for the handshake, right? But Punk went for it first. If it would have been Cena going for it first, I'm like, that's heelish as well. So I kind of like that they kind of kept it obscure, where you're like, okay, he's still a face. I didn't like the way that he won because you took advantage of the situation. But I get it. You want to win because that's been your whole mentality. And then, of course, I would say this at the very end with the heel turn was probably the second greatest shocker of the Elimination Chamber history. The first one's got to be Edge when he cashed in his Money in the Bank. Because that was at Elimination Chamber. It wasn't a pay-per-view yet, though. Oh, no, I think it was a pay-per-view.
It wasn't his own pay-per-view, but it was a...
that's what I meant. I think it was SummerSlam. The Chamber was over. This fool cashed in his check. He spears the shit out of him. Anyways, that was like the first shocker. Like, oh, my God. First shocking for them, Money in the Bag. And shocking because it was the end of the show and he came out. And then, of course, Cena turning would have to be probably the second, maybe third greatest heel turn of all time. Behind Hogan.
Hogan?
Even though Hogan was WCW.
No, I mean, I know, but you're saying third? I don't see a third. I don't see a second. I see a first with Hogan, yes. But I don't see who
Stone
else.
Cold.
I mean...
Stone Cold, bro. He was face.
I
He was, okay, there's a difference. He was a heel for until like 1996 or something. But he was a heel the majority of his career. And then Bret Hart made him into a face, doing a double turn. So he went face. He cut his 316 thing. And then he became like the biggest shit ever for like 5-6 years in a row. Outtelling everyone, outtelling Hogan. He doesn't like McMahon. The Rock was the guy for McMahon. They head into WrestleMania. When McMahon comes out, everybody thinks it's for freaking The Rock with the chair. When he gives it to Stone Cold, and Stone Cold slams him with the chair. And everybody was like, everybody was saying it didn't make sense for Stone Cold to turn. But at the end of the day, he turned. And it sucked because no one respected him as a heel. So they didn't even boo him.
Right.
So that's when he started inventing the what chance. Because he wanted to become a bad guy and they didn't accept him as a bad guy. Muy diferente a Roman Reigns, which is which is at that time it was my number 3, which pushes him to number 4. Everybody hated Roman. We didn't want to see him as a good guy. So when he turned with Paul Heyman and he was a bad guy, we were like, okay, that's what we wanted because we don't like you. And slowly, we started to like him. It's like when Dominic turns into face, that's going to be the greatest face turn of all time. Depends how he does it, though.
Yeah, and, I mean, I'm telling. I mean, you're right in every point that you brought up. And what you mentioned about Stone Cold not being accepted, I feel like that's gonna happen with Cena right now. Because yes, I get it. They did the heel turn. However, people have been asking for this heel turn for how long already? So they're gonna be cheering him because he's a heel. You know what I mean?
Okay, this is where it's gonna be hilarious. Canal's gonna be the little kid screaming Cena sucks, and the adults are gonna be screaming Let's go Cena.
Essentially,
Because before it was the little kid screaming,
Yeah,
"Let's
right,
go Cena," and then we would be Cena sucks.
right,
So
right.
now it'd be funny if it's the guys, the adults screaming it, and the little kid screaming Cena sucks. Now this is my take, and because he's been on SmackDown, if we really want to hate Cena, you really want to hate him, there's one way to go. He has to beat the shit out of his favorite fan, R-Truth.
Yeah.
He has to. He
I
has
mean,
to. He
if
has
he
to.
if he does that, that's when you get full on boost. That's when you
Full on.
go.
Yes.
Now, people are saying rumors and whatnot about a third member joining The Rock and Cena because you can't boo them. You can't boo Cena. You can't boo The Rock because they're likable characters.
Yes.
You know, but it's like, so who's the logical person to put in this law to get
Logan,
automatic boos no matter what? Logan
Logan
Paul,
Paul. Logan
because he
Paul.
fits the Hollywood title because he's
That
from
was,
Hollywood, you know,
I
or
don't know what
whatever.
you would call. I don't think we can call them the corporation because that was done before. The elite. I don't know. No, that was in NXT, I think. So I don't know what name you can do it unless they have the boss and just call themselves the NWO.
I mean, something, yeah, I guess something along the Hollywood title line. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's like I would love for them to be a stable, but it's gonna be a very part time stable.
Oh, very part time, yes.
Very.
John Cena's next appearance, I believe, is March 16th, something like that.
Oh shit!
Before
That's in 2 weeks.
the
Yeah.
next week, yeah, 2 weeks, yeah,
Next week.
something like
Next
that.
week, basically. So
But
I,
it's I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff being thrown out there on the internet, and obviously, people are also saying LA Knight because LA, you know. So and he
oh,
does the same figures as he does this, and he does this like The Rock. So people are saying whatever. I'm just like, I mean, I guess
and he would actually fit perfect. He would fit perfect because. But the thing is that he's so good in the mic that we're not gonna boo him.
right.
We have to find someone that we boo, and automatically we don't like Logan Paul because he's just Logan fucking Paul.
Yeah.
The other guy I can think of that gets automatic boos, but I mean, there's no one in SmackDown so that we can put him right there right away. Because I was thinking even of Dominic, but Dominic has his own thing going on with Liv and shit. A Charlotte Flair, but
I
she's
mean,
not Hollywood.
I mean, I don't know. Again, there's a lot. I mean, even in fact, you brought up earlier, um, the Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny match. Again, this goes a lot into depending on Bad Bunny's schedule, but
Yeah.
people are saying, what's his name? Travis Scott doing here? Like, hey, by the way, that slap on Cody, bro, that
that
was hard as I was like, damn,
was
that's an
that was
actual,
personal. That was personal, bro. That was
that's an
personal.
actual slap, bro. I was like, damn. Anyway, people were saying that who's gonna take out Travis Scott? Bad Bunny, because he's face. I was like, well, yeah, but that's just very. I don't know what the plan with Travis is in this case.
They're saying that when the NWO was a thing and Hollywood Hogan was there and all that, they had a celebrity, a big celebrity that was Dennis Rodman. So in a way, Travis Scott is Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
there's a
yeah, yeah.
difference. Dennis Rodman would wrestle here and there. Like he would take the spear.
Right,
He
right,
would.
right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it doesn't like. I mean, I don't know. Logan Paul is the perfect candidate just to get booed. If you want
Yeah.
to go for booze, Logan Paul. The thing is, how are you gonna squeeze him in there?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I
And
mean, I mean. Again, there's a lot of stuff. I've heard Jay Uso being the third person for the bloodline, which I don't see that one at all because I'm like, bro, he's
no,
the most face of the company at the moment after Cody, I guess. Like you're not turning him like heel. Um,
if you want to give someone a spotlight and you want to have a third member, give it to Jimmy. That guy deserves a spotlight.
he,
He deserves
yeah,
a spotlight. He's not
yeah,
doing
he
nothing. Give him a
deserves spotlight,
spotlight.
yes, yeah, he deserves the spotlight, yes. But
Because if they watch, if let's say Travis Scott's not gonna be there, The Rock's not gonna be there, Cena's not gonna be there. Who would be that member? Like if anything, you have to add two more. You're gonna have to add a mic guy and someone that's always with them, so that they can keep that tribe or that stable alive. Because
right, while they're gone,
if we're only gonna get them for part time, it's just gonna be star power. That's it. But we need if you want to love them or hate them, they have to be active.
I
And
mean, I don't know.
I don't know what we're gonna get from that, but Cena turning heel. the great thing, like I said, my prediction on the 16, our truth should make the announcement. I want to talk to my friend, or if Cena's out there, our truth should come out. But he has to beat the shit out of him because everybody loves our truth.
Yeah, yeah.
What happened to Damian Priest when he was getting to get it, like when he was starting to get a little bit of boost, or when people started cheering for him, he beat the shit out of Mr. Way our truth, so they can finally boo him.
Right.
And then because the boos were not strong enough, they ended up liking him again.
Yeah.
So the thing would be that you beat the shit out of our truth, you're gonna get booed.
Yeah.
Of course, if you were to add Logan Paul into that mix, you get a perfect flaw. Now, the question I have for you: we're obviously gonna get the new. We're gonna get the new theme that he was talking about. We're gonna get the new theme on CVV on Chris Van Vliet podcast. John Cena said, "I was gonna be a heel against The Rock on Rock One. I made everything, merch, everything, a new song. We're gonna get that one, but this on the 16th, are we gonna get boop, 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 or are we gonna get Word Life?
And neither. You're gonna get the new title.
You think we're gonna get the new title right away?
Yeah, right away. Yeah.
I have a feeling we're gonna get Word before we get the new title. If anything, we might get the new title before Mania.
No, because you gotta think about it. Mania is a month away. The next time John Cena shows up is on the 16th.
Yes.
And you have, I believe, 2 more Raws with him and then it's Mania, from what I saw on his schedule or whatever. So you're telling me like you need at least those 3 Raws to be able to get to know who this song belongs to, or else it's gonna be like irrelevant come Mania. And,
well, remember what The Rock did when he went into WrestleMania? His theme. It was cooking, right? It's cooking.
Yeah.
At first, it was the original Rock, and then he added the Hollywood theme, then the lightning, then everything else, and all that shit. So I feel like it's gonna be the same thing for John Cena. He's gonna come out with Word Life for me, and then everything else adds on later on. ¿Y cómo se llama? Why? Because when Hollywood Rock came out, Hollywood Rock, I'm talking about not the final boss, I'm talking about Hollywood Rock.
Yeah.
His shit didn't come out till after Backlash. So when The Rock wrestled Hogan, he, as a bad guy, as a heel, he was, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Until after Backlash, when he came out with this Vaz Ya de Malo, it was, finally he switched it up, and it was like, it's cooking. And everybody knew it was The Rock. And then you got that new theme. So it wasn't until after Backlash. So if they want to, as a fan, let me hear Word Life at least one time before we get the new theme. You're saying they're going with the new one, the new one.
Yeah.
You don't think we're gonna get Word Life?
I don't think so. I think it's. I mean, that was its own time. That was its own time in the WWE life, where it's like, hey, it's already in the past. It's already been 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Like, and then you had your DDT. Now it's like, we got this.
And how long do you see the heel turn run?
I see it for a minute, probably Survivor Series.
Survivor Series?
Because of how little action he has.
Yes.
Like he's not around. He's not into TV for that long. He's only like certain 36 dates or whatever. So
right now, when you're bringing me the idea of the third guy, there's a prediction I have. If it is Logan Paul, it's gonna fit perfectly. How do you make Cena turn face? Who does he have to beat up?
In this case, well, The Rock
or Logan Paul.
Or if you put Logan Paul in, then yes. Logan Paul. Yeah.
So when I saw that heel turn, I'm like, the face turn is against The Rock right away.
The face turn, and the way I'm seeing it is the face turn is against The Rock, potentially being his last match.
Yes. Because the one who turns on back, people are saying it might be CM Punk.
Like,
because he would be the one bringing him back to the light.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, that means that the fucking Cena, if Cena wins at Mania, that means that we're gonna get Cena run 5 months with the belt to finally lose it to Punk. So Punk is not even gonna be a champion for 5 months. I'm like, and then finally he gets his moment at WrestleMania, and that's if he wins, and it might be against Roman Reigns. And I'm already looking too much ahead.
I think Roman is out of a title picture moving forward. The way that I've been seeing how he's not even on WWE anymore, I think training completely part time, and that's it with Roman's title reigns. Um, that's how I'm seeing it now. Now, but I do have this to say. It's funny. Who screwed over CM Punk from the main event at WrestleMania for
Seth
the second
Rollins.
time? For the second time. No, not the for the
What do you
second
mean?
time.
Oh, The
CM Punk
Rock.
got The Rock and John Cena.
Hey, that's actually icing in the cake. I forgot about that shit, which is fucked up, but it is what it
Yeah,
is. I mean,
it is.
I hate. I'm a Punk guy. I love CM Punk. I hate that he's not in the main event. But because you guys did it with the heel turn and you guys did it with the low blow, like the way I said it, the way you get to hate someone, you always have to go with the low blow, no matter what way. Because that's very raunchy. That's very like, oh, bro, you
Yeah.
fucking that's bad. And for Cena to do it that way, I loved it. I'm like, nice, thank you. So I'm just hoping his new merch is different, not like don't give up or whatever. Like it has to be something different. Maybe he goes back to his jerseys, or we
Well,
can get a suit guy.
I was thinking you think he'll change his slogan.
He is.
You can't see me, but
So
what would it be now? Now
now
you
you
see
see
me?
him. Now you
It
see
has
him.
to be, right? Yeah.
But I don't know if he's gonna do this.
I mean, I guess I mean, I don't know.
Because the other
But
his other one is never give up. So always give up, never respect, never loyalty,
don't hustle.
no hustle. We'll see. We'll see. Any predictions for tonight on SmackDown?
I might even watch it. Doesn't look that interesting. The only thing I might see is the promo between
Seth
CM
and
Punk
Punk.
and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. For me, I'm throwing out that Roman Reigns is gonna come out for that triple threat.
Tonight?
A surprise.
A surprise? I don't think so. Actually, I will mention this. What if it's stupid and completely out of the picture? But what if the favor? Obviously, CM Punk needs a favor from Paul Heyman, right?
Yeah.
What is the one match everybody's hating on right now for main event? Championship title match.
Jey Uso and Gunther.
Why do they just throw him in there? I mean, Jey Uso's part of the bloodline. Like, hey,
No, that'll be fucked up on Jay. That would get booze on CM Punk. That would get a lot of booze on CM Punk.
I mean, where to go? Because people are not that excited about the Jey Uso shit. So.
They're not excited. They like Jey Uso. They're not excited about the. Well, I would say it's evenly divided. It's like because you have all the little kids liking this because he's yeeting this shit, but us that's like the girl, we're like, dude, you need more movesets. You're not for main event like that. Your promos, Jimmy's better. Honestly, when it comes to a promo, you just have yeet. It's not how Drew McIntyre said it when he told Jimmy. You should have said yeet first. That's like a nasty rub on Jimmy because he's better, but that's also a nasty rub on Jay that you're like, that's the only thing you know how to do. Just say yeet. And would I hate CM Punk on that match? Hell no. I would love it because he would make it entertaining. Would he get booed? I believe he would get booed because people are gonna be like, "Oh, that he cheated his way into there." That's fucked up.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's more of a heel card. Yeah.
He'll switch, but hey, we'll see. Other than that, we're gonna have more talks because WrestleMania is about us. WrestleMania is expensive. There's a thing that they do in Dallas that I hope maybe LA has it. It's like a big ass dome, and they watch wrestling like up close. I'm like, maybe I might not go to WrestleMania, and I'll check tickets over here, and maybe I can have a better experience like that. But again, it's 4 hours on your couch instead of you getting up at whatever time you want. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to WrestleMania. I really am this time around, more than last year.
More than last year, nah. I think last year had the cake. This year, don't get me wrong, it's still great. I just don't like as of right now. I guess I gotta see the title card because again, as of right now, we're not really sure what's gonna happen with Punk, Rollins, and Roman. Obviously, what else is unraveling with the John Cena and Cody Rhodes going into that. That's about it.
And then, of course, before we end the show, the Chamber was a toda madre. The actual Chamber match. The heel turn was a toda madre. Punk losing the way he lost, I have to give it a toda madre because now you got me interested in him going into that triple threat. Because to me, it's a triple threat. For you, it's not. For me, it is going into that triple threat. So, and then because the way he turned heel I'm like, now it makes sense why you fucking did that to CM Punk. Like for Cena. Like why you fucking slept him and shit. I was like, all right, so that's good, right? So I'm like, the whole Raw, excluding the tag team, I'm gonna have to give the show a toda madre because that was technically a 10 out of 10, a 6,
Yeah.
a toda madre, a Randy return a toda madre, a Jade Cargill return a toda madre, and then a Cena turn a toda madre. That's perfect. That's beautiful, and it was a toda madre.
I mean, it was. I agree with you. No questions asked. We both didn't like the same match. So besides that, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night, a good morning, and a good evening.